Hi, Karen. I am so happy to see you 6 seconds after you pressed stop on the last recording. We're just making it work.
Katie, I'm even happier to see you 6 seconds later than I was 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yes, it's amazing. Whew. Yeah. So hi listeners. Welcome to oh boy, Memorial
Oh,
Day.
is it Memorial Day?
I think it might be Memorial Day. Yeah.
Ooh, it is. Hello.
Am I
Happy
wrong
Memorial
about
Day.
that? Yeah, I think that's right, right? The 29th?
Time is an illusion, everyone.
Time is an illusion. It's May. And yeah, it is 80 degrees in Bend. And you are wearing a t shirt, which means it must be warm there as well, correct?
Correct. It was 82 degrees today.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Fuck yeah, on summer. Also, by today, I won't see you in your apartment anymore. I just realized at this moment.
Oh my
This is our
gosh.
last pod in your
Oh
apartment, Karen. Holy shit.
my God. You're right.
RIP that beautiful background.
RIP. Yes. I mean, I've had a lot of people lament. I will tell you because I only know my coworkers on Zoom. A lot of people lament the end of this backdrop. And I'm like, you guys, my backdrops have just gotten better over time. Like I had people, so,
That's
when
true.
the pandemic started, I was in a high rise downtown. And so my backdrop was like skyscrapers and I had plants and all these things. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm just going to keep getting better. Just wait.
It's so true. It's so true. And now you're going to move to Indy and it's going to be amazing. Oh my God. I mean, have you already thought about your Zoom backdrop? I doubt that's your number one. Oh, you have?
Oh,
Seriously?
oh,
You have thought about it? That's amazing.
oh no, I'm obsessed. Are you kidding?
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I
no.
love this.
Oh yeah, I've
I
completely already
seriously
thought
am
about
like
it.
shocked right now. Really? That's awesome. Serious. Okay, please. Oh, do you want it to be a surprise? Because if you do,
No,
I don't want
no.
to. I don't. Okay.
I just will say this is that I had this realization that right now, this is easy because I'm in the sunroom of my apartment. If you live in the north side of Chicago, I'm in the Albany Park area. We have these beautiful sunrooms. And so the placement of my desk, super obvious. Everything around me, it all just fell into place really perfectly.
Perfect.
In Indy, my office will be a bedroom on the first floor and beautiful French doors. I'm very excited.
Oh God. Nice.
So what I'm realizing though is that it's not as obvious and that I feel like my that room will probably look great on Zoom and not make any sense in real life. The way that
Oh,
I'm thinking I'm going to set
really?
it up. Yes. Like, yeah, we'll see if that's true. But I'm just thinking like, oh, this is going to be like, I'm about to be a YouTuber who has just like a setup and then the rest of the room is normal.
Do you have? Okay. Are you thinking the French doors are going to be behind you?
No,
Okay.
no, I think though I could try that. I could experiment with a bunch of different.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much room for experimentation. I'm
True.
so excited to see you in your new space. I mean, this is going to be
Yeah.
massive. Wow. That's really, really amazing. Okay, so today's topic though, because this is a mini pod, is inspired by something so beautiful that you were just explaining to me. This
Mm.
is amazing.
Okay, so this is inspired by Evelyn from the internets. If you know, you know. Evelyn is on YouTube. She was one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. I just adore her. And I believe that's the name of her channel, Evelyn from the internets. And I support her on Patreon. Patreon supporters got this email from her, and the subject line is "My passion is reason enough." And in the email, she's describing second guessing some creative decisions she's made and money she spent on something that's just a passion project. And like, oh, is she wasting her time? Is she wasting money? It just felt foolish, all these things. And someone in the comments of the video where she mentions this says, "Your passion is a worthy reason."
Oh, so beautiful.
And she responds, "Thank you for saying that." And then, of course, she sends us this email. And it really, yes, I really love that sentiment so much.
I love that so much. I feel like following your passion and doing the thing that lights you up, even if it dot 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 whatever, not even like just like the thing that lights you up, that's like makes life worth living.
Absolutely. And we don't do it enough.
No, we don't. Yeah, there's the to-do lists and there's the work stuff and there's the shoulds and the more shoulds. Yeah. This
And
is reminding me. Oh, sorry, please.
oh no, no, go ahead.
Oh, the shoulds that what?
Oh, well, the shoulds and the shame and the second guessing. And, we've talked, I mean, this was years ago now. We talked about follow your bliss, but this is I feel like it's a different idea of like giving yourself permission to do these things that are just for fun, for passion, for being lit up, for feeding your soul, for helping you define who you are, like we talked about the last episode.
Yes. And also like it's okay to spend money if you have the money to spend on that. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's and I do think like you said like there is shame in that. Like that like people think I shouldn't or I yeah. I don't know how much I've talked about this on the pod. I don't think I really have. I probably told you about it off pod, but many years ago I had this idea for a episodic um illustrated like a cartoon show basically. Yeah.
Katie, oh my God, I don't know this.
Okay, so here's the story. So basically, when I was in Portugal in 2015, Tyler and I were in the town of Porto, which is this like medieval, gorgeous castles everywhere with cathedrals, yada yada town. And there were a shit ton of pigeons everywhere. And all I could think, because we had a balcony Airbnb or like a balcony on our Airbnb, was that these pigeons are fascinating. These pigeons they have lived through the kings and queens of Portugal. They are probably like 70th generation pigeons. Probably not 70. Well, who knows? I don't know how long the gestation period and lifespan is of a pigeon, but whatever. We're going to go with 70. So, like, then they have so many things to tell. They have things like to say. And I started thinking, that like I want to create a television show about pigeons in Porto, Portugal. Very niche. And so I tell this to Tyler and he's like, well, yeah, do it. Like he's just like thrilled about it. So then that's in August of 2015, or May of 2016. I'm in New York and I'm at the Strand bookstore in New York City and I see this postcard of three pigeons like with the skyline of New York City behind it, and one of the pigeons looks super super bitchy, and I was like, this is perfect. So I make a website, and I've decided to call them bitch pigeons, and so
Katie.
bitchpigeons.net is a real thing, and like this, and the one that's bitchy, their name is Snake, and and so naturally and so I have already created like these personas for these pigeons, and like I put this away, like I was like it lit me up, Karen, like it lit
Oh
me up
my
so
God.
much. This was several years ago, and so then I like of course the interior voices in my head are just like saying things that are not worth repeating, and then I recently was thinking about it and I'm like sweating right now. I'm sweating telling you about it because it's just like it makes me so excited. Like I'm like, I really want to try this. And yeah,
Yes.
I told my therapist about it and she's like, what if you just did it? What if it wasn't even public facing, which is against what I'm saying right now because this is public facing, but whatever. I'm just trying to verbalize that it's okay for me to invest time in bitch pigeons.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, this is another, this is an offshoot brand. I feel like,
Right?
oh, I love it so much. And I can't wait to see what happens. That is a perfect example.
You think of following your
Yes.
passion?
Of how that your passion is reason enough. Like, why am I spending time on this? Why am I doing it? Because you're passionate about it and it lights you up and it makes you happy.
Yes. And that is such a reason to do anything. Like, it's okay to do whatever the thing is. Like, there are just so many external, like pressures that say, like, why or what or how or the how is the thing that really gets me is like, people who just, it's like part of me is I just don't even want to tell people about, I want to tell you, but like, I don't know if I want to tell people about like, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to storyboard? Of course, I've already thought about storyboarding people. Like, I've already thought about all these things. I don't even know what a storyboard really is, but I know you're supposed to know what that is if you're going to be a TV person. So, whatever. I'll watch
Oh
a
my God.
YouTube.
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing. Like, oh my God, what's that? It's not masterclass. There's
Yeah,
Libby on LinkedIn. You can take classes. There's some other thing that a bunch of people are sponsored by on YouTube that's like classes in digital editing and storyboarding. You can learn to do anything on the internet.
totally, totally. So anyway,
This is
watch
so
out for
exciting.
bitch pigeons coming to a streaming service near you
Yes.
after I sign multi-million dollar deals. We'll see.
Oh my gosh. In your Emmy acceptance speech, I want you to recall this moment.
I will. Oh, you will be named first and last in that speech without question. Ooh,
Oh my
yeah.
God. I feel like linking this to our previous episode, it reminds me too that, like, so the last episode was about how you define yourself, how you identify, who are you?
Yes.
And that we also too often let other people define us.
So true.
Oh, Katie, you're not a filmmaker. You're not a whatever. You're not a cartoon creator, whatever. And like, you get to be that. You get to embody that. You get to decide, no, I'm doing it. I am that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love this for you.
I love that. I love that. I just listened to Jane Fonda on Armchair Expert this morning. P.S. Really good episode, actually. I've listened to her on a bunch of podcasts. This was by far the best. And she is someone who has reinvented herself continuously. Like she basically like and she constantly has gotten those messages of like, you're not this, what are you
Right.
talking about, you're not that. And like her first message was like, oh, you're Henry Fonda's daughter, like you're just like a, you're never going to really amount to anything because you don't have to, you're already a millionaire, like inheriting it. And then she was like, oh no, fuck you. And so then she became an actress. And then she was like, I don't really want to be an actress anymore. So then she became an activist. And then she didn't want to become an activist anymore. And someone who was within her activist community was like, no, 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 you have to stay an actress because that's actually giving us light for these causes. Like there's no such thing, like back then, 60s and 70s, there were no celebrity activists. So then she became that. And then she was like, oh, how do I raise more money for these activist causes for like climate change and women's rights and that and the war effort and all of that stuff, and or the anti-war effort because she was against Vietnam. And that's why she created her, like she became like a fitness guru.
Oh my
And she
God.
was like, right, it's just like she's lived like 70 lives. And it's like, why not? Why can't we all? Like, why are we pigeonholed into one thing?
Precisely. There's so many things that we're good at. We're so multifaceted and we just put ourselves in these boxes and don't let ourselves out.
Yes. And like following your passions is the way to let yourself out. That's like the little door. It's
Yes.
there. Just open it.
That also reminds me this week, the other thing in the news this week, listeners, this will have been 2 weeks ago for you now, but that Martha Stewart is the oldest person to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
I mean, holy mic drop 81-year-old. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. Like that photo, it's just like, it's mind bending. Like, what do you mean you're 81 years old?
For real. For
Mm.
real. Also, redefining beauty. Like that is amazing. Like that, I mean, or redefining at least what can sell magazines because they're really going for it with this. Like
Yes.
they're hoping that they're, I mean, that's a big gamble. And it's not a gamble, it's like a beautiful thing,
I mean, it's also an amazing PR stunt, let's be honest, because you and I are
Let's
talking. I mean, when was the last time you even knew who was on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
Great point. Or cared. You're so
Right.
right. Yes. Yeah, I definitely think that probably has a direct link back to her like COVID thirst trap. Like, do you remember her
Yes.
on
The pool.
Instagram? Yes, in the pool. I was like, "Damn, dude, like you look good." And she did, and she knew it. And I was like, "Wow." If listeners you don't know what I'm talking about, just seriously Google Martha Stewart thirst trap and it will come up with like 70 million responses in the same picture. She looks really good.
Yeah. I mean, Martha Stewart also was a model. I feel like I
Oh,
also, yeah.
oh, that's fair. I forgot about that.
Right. Exactly. Like, oh, it's Martha Stewart. She's like this homie, makes pies, whatever. No, she was also a model.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is important to point out.
Yes.
Yeah. I do also think though that like maybe it's possible to just like exude that level of confidence and there's something inside of yourself that can like take a super sexy pic and just be like, I could be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I don't know if I actually believe that about myself, but it's okay if that's what your aspiration is. I don't know if that's one of my aspirations.
Mm,
Yeah, not so much for me.
not so much for me either, but
Yeah.
go
Well,
Martha.
right. No, totally. We're making a point. I didn't need to like derail. So, but yeah, that was pretty amazing. It's okay. So we're at time, I think.
We are. Oh, these mini pods, but we went way over last time. So
We did. Yeah. We would love to hear all of your passions. I let the cat out of the bag with my bitch
yeah.
pigeons at like, so please, people, nothing is off limits. Please share with us. What are your passions? What are you going after? Why not? So,
Thank you
yeah.
for being vulnerable, Katie.
Oh, thank you for being a safe audience, Karen. I really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for listening. Happy Memorial Day. We will see y'all next week.